Ignite is an ongoing series of speedy presentations. They've ranged from building multi-person pogo sticks to hacking chocolate. Any topic that geeks hold dear. Each speaker gets only 5 minutes and 20 slides that auto-advance every 15 seconds.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Creighton Holt, as he said. I'm a commander in the United States Navy. This is actually a picture of me. I guess I'm bragging about myself, so I'm not up here promoting anything other than just bragging about myself. I do that very humbly, in all seriousness. But that's actually a F-18 Hornet, and that's a Super Hornet F-18F next to me. But I'm here to talk about this bad boy. This is the F-35C, the Joint Strike Fighter, JSF. It's a program that, you see the 9 flags at the bottom. Those are all countries that are contributing to the capabilities and the development of this airplane, to include Singapore and Israel, their security cooperation partners. All right, so why am I here? Ladies and gentlemen, it's because you're paying for it. I want you to know more about it. It's taxpayer money. And I mean that in all sincerity. It's a $300 billion program. However, it employs, last year alone, 85,000 people in the United States. So it is definitely beneficial for us. And then fighter jets, of course, are cool. And there's some very cool technology in it. So I think you guys are going to be like some of what you hear as thought leaders and people who innovation is key. All right, this is the evolution of fighters from the Korean War, the F-86, all the way up to what we're going to see over here to your far right. You'll note that we've had stealth technology for 20 or 30 years, and the JSF and the F-22 Raptor both use that technology. But there's more to it. There's 3 variants. All 3 of these variants can land and take off on traditional runways like you know them. However, the CV in the top right, that can land on an aircraft carrier. It's specifically designed. The conventional, that's conventional only. That's for Air Force pansies. All right, and then the one on the bottom, that's the short takeoff vertical landing variant, which specifically can hover. It can fly supersonic and then come back and hover to land. All right, and these are all the airplanes it's going to replace. Airplanes on the right were strike fighters. Airplanes on the left were information and decision superiority aircraft. And these are all the missions it can do. You'll notice it's not just about kinetic effects. It's not just about blowing up the enemy's stuff and blowing up the enemy. It's about the 3 things you see on the bottom. Information, as you all know, is vastly important. It's the most important thing you can get. And that's how it is when it comes to conflict as well. Okay, and how does it do all of these missions? Well, specifically, it's got some key enabling technology. Stealth is the first one. Okay, 4th generation, that's the airplane you saw on the first slide. The red rings represent the threat rings from surface-to-air missile batteries in Indian country, where the bad guys are. The F-16 is trying to get in and bomb the airfield. If you are flying a stealth airplane, you can see that the red rings are much smaller. The effective range and the ability for the enemy to engage the fighter is greatly diminished. So the JSF can ingress into country, perform its mission, and then go on its merry way, avoiding the threat. How does it do this? It's got all these cool sensors. It can see things in the air, on the ground, and on the ocean at long distances. And here's what you'll like. It's completely networked. So if your wingman sees it, you see it as well. You don't know if it's your sensors or his sensors that tell you that. Pretty cool. Here's an example of electro-optical targeting system. Day is on the right side, and night, day is on your right side, day is on this side, night on the other side. Yeah, it's a lot easier in the jet to know which side is which. So, all right, this is the key enabler. It's how the cockpit's set up. You'll note, I'm going to talk about the green screen you see up in the top. Also, you'll note there's no stick or yoke in the middle. They're on the side, so it's like sitting in an easy chair. It's got buttons all over. It's really cool. And that's the ejection seat handle right in the middle. Specifically, I like to call your attention to the displays in the middle. Those are high-resolution, IR-sensitive, touch-sensitive displays, and they can be configured into 16 different displays, or they can make one giant display. You decide what you want to see. You decide what kind of mission you're flying and what's important. Also, there's very few switches or circuit breakers in the cockpit. So, again, it's to make it as easy as possible to fly. All right, that bad boy is the helmet. That's called the helmet-mounted display. It's a $1 million prototype right now. It still isn't mass-produced. But what it does is it projects a virtual layer of information that you saw in the previous slide inside the pilot's helmet. And wherever he looks, it's relative to where his head is looking. So what that means is if I look down, I don't see my leg. I see what's below the jet, or I see targeting data, or I see navigation data. It's really cool. Okay, this is a legacy HUD. This is from an F-18, older technology. You can see it's static. It doesn't move, and it's got some navigation data. This is looking down the catapult of the aircraft carrier. So not quite the high-speed technology that we see in the JSF. And here's a zoom up of it. You'll note that these are mountains, and then you can't really see much definition to the left, but as you look through the helmet, there's greater definition. So it's got night vision goggle and IR capability as well. And then, of course, since it's networked, you can check your Facebook, your tweet, whatever. Just kidding. So pretty cool stuff. But of course, it is networked, not the internet the way we think of the internet. So all in all, takeaways, jets are cool. There's some great technology. It's a big program. Like anything, I encourage you to be informed about where your tax dollars are going. And subject to your comments and questions at the bar, I'm available if smart remarks or anything else you might have. Thanks a lot.